is incredible. Luke chapter 10. It is such a message for the disciples and such a message for people that follow the words of Jesus in the Great Commission. Some people think only pastors are subject to follow Jesus in the Great Commission, but Jesus never mentioned the word pastor as far as following the Great Commission. He mentions pastors and sets the order of the church in. But when it came to the Great Commission, he didn't say, hey, this is only for pastors or church leaders. He says this is something for every human being that follows him. So for everyone that follows him, and this includes pastors and evangelists, teachers, apostles, prophets, but it goes to every single, that goes to you, it goes to me, it goes to every single person that follows Jesus. He sends them out. And here in Luke 10, you see Jesus sent out the 72 disciples. Oh, I thought he only had 12. No, Jesus had thousands of disciples. The word disciple means student. He had thousands of students. He had 3 that were really close, just Peter, James, and John. He had 12 that we normally think about. And then he had another 72. And then, the circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. He sends the 72 out and he tells them this. So let me encourage you, or not me, but God and Jesus. Let this Luke 10 encourage you, because he says this in line 16, because we all invite people to church. We tell them about Jesus, all this stuff, and they reject us. And he says this, whoever listens to you is listening to me. Because you're not out there preaching your gospel. You're not out there telling them about yourself that you can save them. You're telling them Jesus saying, this is my gospel. This is not really my gospel, but this is God's plan, my Father's plan. He says, whoever listens to you is listening to me. Whoever rejects you rejects me, but whoever rejects me rejects God, him who sent me. So he's saying, listen, when they listen to you, they're listening to me. When they're listening to me, they're listening to the word of God. So, and if they reject you, they reject me. And if they reject me, they're rejecting God. So everyone that tells people about Jesus, they get rejected. Know that they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting Jesus. And they're not rejecting Jesus, they're rejecting God. So don't take it personal. Keep telling people about Jesus. Keep telling them that he died on the cross for their sins. Keep telling them who Jesus is, and you will see God glorified. Because if you tell 100 people and even one person accepts him and gets saved, you save that person and all of their generation and everyone that they're going to tell about Jesus. You've saved them all by telling them about Jesus. They've been saved because of the message of Jesus that you delivered. It's powerful. He also talks about the Good Samaritan in here and how we should all be Good Samaritans. And the word good and Samaritan back then didn't go together. Remember, we talked about in the last chapter that the Jews thought Samaritans were disgusting people because they were like half-breeds, because they married other people, other nations. So they just thought, other races, they thought they were no good. And Jesus had to rebuke them for that. But here, so when Jesus is teaching now, he says, listen to the story of the Good Samaritan. They're thinking, Good Samaritan? What are you talking about? And he tells them how Samaritans, people that they don't like, can be better believers and better people than they can. So don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge people by gender or race or something superficial, but literally by the content of their character. Listen, I love you. God bless you. Go out now. I just summarized chapter 10 or kind of gave you some key points of chapter 10. Please go out and read Luke chapter 10. And put comments below of what you thought about it, what you liked about it, and any questions, and I'll try to get to those as well. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you in Luke chapter 11.